Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Bakertron, and this is a 3v3 game of Homeworld. So yes, we're going to have something slightly different. I don't think I've done a 3v3 before. This map, again, I'm not sure the name. I really should look it up, but I was in too much of a rush to get this casted. So next time I promise I'll find out the name of the map for people. But anyway, we have kind of unusual game in that it's sort of one clan against a group of random players. This is clan SLS, or the green and the yellow, versus three seemingly random players who aren't in the same clan. Anyway, down here we have Ultra, and I'm going to use down for the side Ultra is on. And here's this green Higaran. In fact, all the SLS players, I believe, are different shades of green. This is G45-123, who we saw in a very old video that I may have taken down already. And over here, let's see who we have. We have Mantis, who I don't think we've seen before. And today, their opponents, and they're each sort of facing off one at the start, is here we have Mayhem from the BIB clan, and I can't remember what BIB or SLS stands for, so there we go. Oh, we got some hyperspacing going on. I believe that's just some harvesters that are over here. Yes, that's just some harvesters moving in. This is a fairly large map, so it's quite understandable that we'll get lots of hyperspacing. Here, this is Dr. Egg. Again, we haven't seen before, and he seems to be determined not to harvest anything but to get up some salvage corvettes. So he doesn't appear to be doing amazingly well. So I think this was G45, wasn't it? I think G45 has got a fairly easy first battle, and over here, not quite there. There we go. Nope. We have Kushan from Kushan PSA from Clan FA, it looks like, and I think the name rings a bell, but I can't remember anything about him. So there we go. A 3v3 should hopefully be fairly interesting. If not, then I guess I'll just have to find another one. So yeah, we see right from the start though that it does look like the red team is slightly hamstrung by Dr. Egg. He's kept his mothership back, or sent it toward the middle, whereas everybody else is sort of slowly moving towards the middle of there. I suppose you could call them lanes, really. And one thing I'm looking forward to seeing on this map is how sort of the more strategic battles or warfare goes. How, you know, if this guy gets taken out, who moves up, who tries to save who, and that, because it is a large map and even the allies are pretty far away from each other. So hopefully we'll get to see some of that today. So that's really, I hope it does start the battle soon. One of the strange things with this map is it usually takes quite a while for the combat to get started, as it were. I'm not sure if that's just because people are further away from each other, or people are more, I don't know, I've forgotten the word, more cautious in a 3v3 battle, because, you know, technically if they lose like completely, then they've just lost the entire game for their allies as well. And we can actually see there, if you noticed it, some probe bombing going on. We can't unfortunately select that ship, but it's just taken a tiny fraction of damage. If it had hit one of these scouts, it may well have actually killed a couple of them, but it's pretty difficult to do. I've seen it in one replay done successfully, but that wasn't a very good game afterwards, so I haven't cast it, and I haven't seen it since, and I've forgotten which game it was. So yeah, one day we'll get some good probe bombing in, but until that day we've just got to sit back and wait for the combat to start. See Ultra, see, it's got a nice force of heavy corvettes out, and the question is does his opponent, whatever his name is, oh, this is Kushan, isn't it? Yes, this is Kushan. Does he know what he's going up against? Because he's got some scouts out, and he's gone for frigates. Has he got iron cannon frigates out already? Yes. So, I mean, against corvettes, technically they do really badly, but heavy corvettes in a wall hardly move around, so frigates, especially the assault frigates, can actually do quite well against them. But the problem is, I think, for Kushan here is he's going to lose out a lot of his interceptors really quite quickly. No other combat is going on the map. We can see G45 slowly pushing up, wondering what on earth Dr. Egg is up to. But over here, I mean, this corvette wall, it's even got a proximity sensor. That's something we don't usually see. You can see the sort of sphere it projects. It's just in case Kushan has gone for any, what's it? Oh, there's something hyperspacing. Okay, but I have to wait and see what that is. But yes, the cloak generator, just in case Kushan has gone for cloak generator or cloak fighters. He's definitely not going for cloak fighters because he's gone for the sort of frigate line, but that does sort of mean that possibly a cloak generator could. I've seen one once, again in a not very interesting game. Now, that doesn't look the right size for... So this is a nice play by Kushan. He's to go for the gravel generator, because his opponent doesn't appear to have any frigates at all. Oh, he's got support frigates. He's got 4 support frigates, but apart from that, he's put everything he's got into strikecraft. And once they're locked down by the gravel generator, the frigates, which remember includes, where are they? They're somewhere around here. Includes iron cannon frigates, and that are going to start doing quite a bit of damage. Meanwhile, up here, I think they're slowly manoeuvring to get into a bit of a fight. And there's a defense field figured out for Mayhem, and Mayhem does have one of my favourite, or my actual favourite ship design in the entire game. There's the tie-down multi-con corvettes, which are really, really cool, and they look badass and whatnot. So yes, Ultra has cleared up the enemy strike craft, and the gravel generator is trying to move in. I think it's slightly faster than the heavy corvettes, but so Ultra really has to sort of, he's noticed and he's trying to get them out, but the first one's been caught, or the first set has been caught, and then we get the second pulse sort of gets them. He's got a chance to save these heavy corvettes, but no, they're just being sacrificed. They're adding hit points to the wall, but apart from that, it's not good. I mean, Ultra could kamikaze his support frigates into this, I think, but it'd be a bit tricky, and he'd lose the support frigates and whatnot. Otherwise, he's got to start getting the corvettes out. Got some combat over here, just hunting down a harvester, and over here things are kicking off once again. This is definitely in the favour of Mayhem. Yeah, what's his name? Mantis does have iron cannon frigates, but apart from that, nothing else he can shoot is going to do damage. It's just going to be a question of, can Mayhem do enough damage to outdo the healing of these 3 support frigates? If he can't, then it's just going to be a bit of a stalemate until reinforcements from both sides move in. And back over here, Ultra, I think, is slightly struggling to deal with this gravel generator. He's actually lost, or is definitely losing a lot of these scouts. They're caught as well. His heavy corvettes, it looks like he's lost a few of them as well. But he's got his support frigates sort of with them, and a nice assault frigate going after the support frigates. That way you can kill them and then move on to that, onto the gravel generator. Whilst over here, looks like something might kick off within the next 5-10 minutes. And when it does, it looks like Dr. Egg is going to not come out of it well. So yes, I believe Mayhem from the red here has taken out at least one assault frigate and is working his way through this iron cannon frigate. The problem is there's another iron cannon frigate. Oh, and he's lost his... he has somehow... Oh, we missed that. Lost his defence field frigates, so he's going to start taking casualties over there. Meanwhile, back here, and we can see these two assault frigates trying to work down this gravel generator, and he's trying not to lose more corvettes. He's still got a lot of corvettes left, actually, but eventually they're just going to get killed off. There we go, there's another one gone. But, okay, this assault frigate has, or these assault frigates have changed their target and are now going for these support frigates, and they're both still set to guard this. So, okay, that one's now repairing itself, but this one sort of hasn't switched over. And I don't think this has been shot at, but there's another assault frigate arriving, so that might not last long either. Yeah, iron cannon frigates coming up, and again, these sort of larger, slower corvettes, when they're in this sort of big, huge formation, they can get actually hit by the iron cannons. Another one goes down, and so they're surprisingly not doing very well. It looks like two iron cannon frigates can take out a corvette in one shot. Over here is just going to be a slaughter. Don't really think I need to say much more about that. It's much more interesting to see what's going on over here, and it looks like we just by about 3 seconds missed the death of the gravel generator. But like we can see over at the other side of the battle, frigates can do quite well against corvettes. I don't know if it's got the right number of them. I mean, a bunch more frigates have just turned up, but there's a lot of assault frigates backing up Ultra's corvettes, and Ultra's gone for heavy corvettes, which are better against the frigates than the mortar-gun corvettes. Mortar-gun corvettes still pretty good, but not as good as heavy, I believe. And yeah, that's going to make it a lot harder for Mayhem. The first destroyer of the game is now out, and even it is able to hit some of these corvettes. They really need to be put into evasive, I think, to get if they want to survive. Well, over here, Dr. Egg, he's got a handful of ships left. 2 controllers dying. Yeah, we can all see he hasn't even set this off. So maybe he's just playing with a stupidly high ping. I know. Oh, there's another gravity generator gone. Was that the same one? Did I miss? I don't know if that was the second one on. Oh, it had to be because all the corvettes were moving around. Okay, so I missed the second gravity generator completely, but it's one of the problems with the 3v3. It's trying to pick up on what's the most exciting thing to watch. So it does look like Ultra is definitely kicking ass, as you know I kind of expect him to do. Huge number of frigates being produced, even more coming in. More heavy corvettes as well. He's just got the economy and the production tied up so well. Over here, I kind of want to, sugarcoat it for Mayhem, but honestly, Mantis, he's got the destroyer, multi-gun corvettes. There's just not enough left. To be fair to Mayhem, he does have another defence field figured out, but at this point in the game, it's just not quite as useful, thanks to iron cannons. Especially, 2 iron cannons there, 2 more there. I think there's another one over here. So it just doesn't have the firepower to really make a dent in Mantis's fleet. And here, this is G45, taking a surprisingly long time considering what he's up against. He's got his own destroyer, but I mean, perhaps he just doesn't realise how badly Dr. Egg is doing. But it does look like that And Ultra has secured his victory. A couple more frigates for him to deal with. But now that Kushan has sort of harvested out his side of the map, he's going to struggle to get more resources. And I think after he lost the first 2 Gravell generators, he probably should have stopped building. He's got 2 more now, and even if they catch all the corvettes, 6 assault frigates, a 9 cannon frigate, 3 support frigates, and even more frigates back here. Yeah, the time for Gravwells and defence field frigates is pretty much over. So, second destroyer moving in. Was that? No, that was just the iron cannon frigate. It's a bit difficult to see. But yeah, so I believe that was a Mayhem killing one of Mantis's frigates. And this frigate is actually staying alive quite a bit thanks to these 3 support frigates, but you know, a second destroyer turning up, that's the nail in the coffin. So everything's looking good for Clan SLS. Even I think Dr. Egg has just completely given up now, and that G45 has noticed this and is just moving in. As you know, missed 3 destroyers in total for G45, not 1 built for sort of the red team, so that's 5 unless Ultra has 1. 5 for Clan SLS, and yeah, it's in the bag. I think it's all over. But you know, we get to sit back and watch and see the final explosions and see if somehow the red team can pull off the greatest comeback since Lazarus came back from the dead. But I've got a feeling I don't think they will unless they figure it. You know, maybe Kushan has like been producing a missile destroyer, and a heavy cruiser at the same time, and has like paused them all at 99%. He's just going to set them all completed, so they all launch within seconds of each other. Then he could survive the next 5 minutes. But if he hasn't done exactly that, he's going to die. So yeah, Dr. Egg is dying. Mayhem, that's the player up here, has given up. Which it's a bit of a... I mean, yeah, he's not really going to win. His harvesting is also coming under attack. Kushan has also died. I don't know why his ship hasn't exploded. Maybe he just surrendered in a different way or something. And so it's down to Dr. Egg. Will he turn out to be the greatest player ever? I don't think he will. So, congratulations to Clan SLS, and that is G45, 123, Ultra, and Mantis. And commiserations to the other players, Dr. Egg, Kushan, and Mayhem. Did I say commiserations to them? If I didn't, that's what I meant. Commiserations to them. I'd like to thank you all for watching. If you have enjoyed this video, please like, subscribe, get drunk, go to the beach, do something like that. Yes, thank you all for watching. Dr. Egg has attempted to salvage this frigate, but it's not working. Oh, it is. I think he might be. Oh, it's kind of looked like he was trying to kamikaze the that, but I don't think it's going to work anyway. So yeah, we're just going to wait for this to explode. It's going to explode very soon. I mean, there's a second destroyer moving up. It's... yeah. So good game, but I would have liked it to go on for a bit longer, seen a bit more strategic thing. It's kind of like we just watched three 1v1s really, but hopefully I'll find out some more cool 3v3s, and until that one, thank you and goodbye.